We'll begin with breaking news this afternoon. The Wichita Falls Police Department is investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened just after 8 this morning on the east side of town. Brenda Robledo has been following this story since it first broke and joins us now live. Brenda, what can you tell us now? We begin this morning with breaking news. There appears to be a large fire burning in the area of Polk Street in the 1500 block here in Wichita Falls. Now, we have little information at this time. We are watching the fire's efforts to try to get that out. There is a heavy firefighter presence on scene. We'll continue to update this as soon as we know more. Now, we do want to say this is around the area of Old High, so just be very careful when traveling to school today. If you have students or, that takes you through that area, just kind of avoid the area so that they could do their work to try to get this fire out. And John, any fire that burns this today really is going to spread quickly, so this is a high concern. Yeah, you're right, Jake.
Affect the area this weekend. Jake, you were just there a few weeks ago. This is a really highly traveled part. Yeah, it's a very it's Canal Street. It's right on Canal Street, which is a very touristy part of New Orleans. French Quarter is right across the street. Bourbon Street's right there. It's highly trafficked. It's the largest street in the country, so I think that if it weren't for that, it would have probably been a lot worse because there's cable cars, a lot of foot traffic. Could have been a lot worse. The City Council hearing will be held next week in regards to a code of ethics complaint against District 5 City Councilman Steve Jackson. After the ethics complaint was filed, the city opened an investigation which wrapped up yesterday. A city attorney says the complaint was in regards to a possible violation of Code of Ethics Section 2-146, which pertains to council members making false and misleading statements. The hearing addressing the complaint will be held next Tuesday. Looking ahead, Casa Red River is looking for volunteers in Montague County. Right now, Montague County has a consistent average of 100 children in foster care. Some of the factors that lead to children in foster care are drugs, poverty, and neglect. If you're interested in working and volunteering and making a difference in the life of a child, CASA will hold an informational meeting that's underway right now at the Church of Christ on Cook Street in Nocona. And happening this weekend is the National Clear the Shelters event, but before one organization can do that, they're looking for some help. The Humane Society of Wichita County needs about 20 volunteers to help with its dogs and cats. Those interested can contact the Humane Society of Wichita County. Now, during last year's Clear the Shelter event, the Humane Society adopted out 20 pets in one day, and they want to surpass that number this year. The Clear the Shelter event at the Humane Society will be Saturday morning from 11 until 6 at their building on Old Iowa Park Road. It is 6:10. I'm here with John Cameron. John, it's like I saw Beyonce yesterday when I saw the rain falling down outside. I got so excited.
Yeah, a little weak in the knees, lightheaded. Yeah. Hey, wait, it can rain in August here in Texoma.
Also includes trips to the zoo, subways, and crowded fairs. You know what, John? That musical got positive reviews, followed by a round of applause.
Oh, well, I'm surprised they're not seeing cats.
I know.
And why are they sitting in the back?
I don't know. It was a rough choice of seats, I guess.
Okay. My goodness.
We'll be here until Friday. That's when the weekend starts. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Since hitting all the right notes with viewers last summer, Lacey Tatum has since picked up her bags and moved over 1,700 miles away to Redding, California. Before auditioning, Lacey led worship for 5 years at River Assembly of God in Burke-Burnett. She told us that she would use the $1,000 grand prize to pay for school tuition at the Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry. Lacey wants to be a worship pastor after graduation.
I've written about 2 songs, which is saying something because I used to be so bad at writing music. I'm learning. And I've made a lot of friends who want to write with me, and it's been like a really cool experience. There's so many people who are so talented here.
Now, Lacey graduates from the program at the Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry in May and will return home to pursue her dreams in worship music. She says winning helped her self-confidence and her talent and also motivates her to write more music. Now, this has gone from an active situation to now into an investigation phase. We do know that all Duncan public schools were placed on lockdown earlier this morning, but they have now been given the all clear. Now, we do know that 3 people, including the gunman, are dead. We'll continue to follow that story throughout the day. For the latest, download the Newschannel 6 app. And I want to remind everyone that we are continuing to follow the situation in Duncan. Oklahoma. We're going to be out there all day. We'll have the latest throughout the day over on the Newschannel 6 app. As Tila mentioned earlier, the press conference with the Duncan police is set to start very soon, and we'll carry that over on the Newschannel 6 app with the latest information. Now, of course, we do know that 3 people were killed at the parking lot at the Walmart in Oklahoma. We have also since learned that the gunman did turn the gun on himself, ending that situation. So we're going to continue to follow this throughout the day. This is a huge story, especially for the great small town of Duncan, Oklahoma.
Yep.
So we're going to continue to be there for them and continue to navigate this cause. You can see the scene right there as this is live from the Walmart in Duncan, Oklahoma. Remember, you can stay up to date on all news, weather, and sports by going to the Newschannel 6 app or going to newschannel6now.com. We'll see you back here tonight for First Step Up. Well, for those who fly often or even just every once in a while, the Wichita Falls Regional Airport has a deal for you. The airport will be hosting a TSA pre-check enrollment this week. With pre-check, you can skip long security lines and you won't need to take off your shoes or belt. It's $85 to sign up for 5 years. Enrollment starts today and runs through August 8th at the Wichita Falls Regional Airport. Also going on this week is a training class that could help you save a life. United Regional and MSU Texas are teaming up to host Stop the Bleed. The class teaches you what to do when a traumatic injury happens and how to keep the injured person from dying before first responders arrive. Well, backseat drivers, beware. It's going to be a bumpy ride this holiday travel season. A recent one poll finds that the average American will have 12 arguments over their holiday travel alone. Among the anticipated tips, 44% of respondents said that winter weather was the biggest feud inducer, and traffic was close behind at 41%. Parking and packing were also among the top stressors. Good thing I'm single and traveling alone this Christmas. J-Lo is practicing for the Super Bowl, and things are going downhill for Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Nichelle Medina has your eye on entertainment.